Hey everybody, here we are in the final week of the term. We've come down to the very end. I had several skills listed on the syllabus to cover, and just with our time crunch, I think we're just going to kind of focus on creativity from chapter 6 this week. So creativity, I've really enjoyed jumping back into it for this class and finding those videos and going through the TED Talks and finding some other examples that the shots of awe, Jason Silva, talking about that cognitive ecstasy when you put your brain to a problem that doesn't have an apparent best solution, and you spend time thinking about it, let it incubate, connect it with other things. When the final answer comes through that's so clear that you had never thought of before, yet seems so easy now that you've figured it out, that sense of wow, that was really neat how that worked. I hope you've experienced that. So one of the review questions, reflection questions, kind of ask about those experiences. And I can think of several times where I've had those, oh my goodness, that's perfect. It's connecting these different bits of information, knowledge that you have in your head, and connecting them in new, novel, interesting ways that are just kind of, that just seem right and custom made for the solution for the problem that you're trying to solve. So anyways, real quick, just kind of give you one last little way to think about this stuff. Creativity, as I've said before with a lot of these topics, I've actually done an entire class in many of those individual topics that we're covering in a chapter. The creativity topics are one of those. We actually did it last year as a first year seminar for incoming freshmen to get them to think creatively. You go back and watch that Sir Ken Robinson video and you'll kind of see where my thinking came from that. But also with my leadership students, just how important it is to reopen these creative files and ways of thinking in your head that we had as kids that have sometimes gotten squeezed out of us, but we need to, almost like a sponge, we need to kind of now let that sponge open back up and absorb these things again. So in my creativity class, we spent an entire semester. It's fun. It's out of the ordinary, as you would expect. We start off answering these questions. This is kind of the first part. So what is creativity? And I think the videos that I've provided this week will help kind of clue you into some of those, along with the book. And like I said, be curious and go explore these ideas for yourself. In that first part of the course, when I do this, we want to talk about how do we become more creative. So that kind of goes along with the definition. And then also as leaders, leadership students, MBA students, people who are studying how to work with others to do cool stuff, we need to realize how to bring about that creativity from other people. As a teacher, as a professor working with students, I want them to become more creative. So it's important that we realize how we can be more creative, but I think it's equally or even more important than to realize how to make others more creative as well. So here's what else we do in the class. This is how I have it arranged. We talk about creative expression. So after we define it, I kind of break the course into 4 pieces. That first part is what is it? How do we develop it in ourselves? How do we develop creativity in others? And then to kind of break out of the ordinary mold, we talk about creative expression. And so usually about a month, 3-4 weeks, we explore different ways of expressing creativity. So we talk about art. We have them, they paint, they do sculpture, they do pottery, they do photography, they make videos. So through those forms. Then we also get kind of back into that Ken Robinson. We move and we hear music and we make music and we dance and we are more kinesthetic in the things that we do. And then also we write. Some people, that writing is their creative outlet. And so we explore poetry and writing stories and telling stories. So that again is about a month of the semester where we really focus on creative expression and everybody gets to participate in all of these different things. And then we start getting into the nuts and bolts. So I think the Ken Robinson definition, he talks about original ideas that have value. So we can have creativity for the sake of creativity, but really it's that idea of creating value and using this stuff in one way or another. So I have them design things, kind of also going back to the David Kelly with the design school thinking at Stanford and IDEO. where we take these creative thoughts from expression, from the definition, and then we apply them to designing things. So it could be innovating, improving something that already exists. It could be coming up with original things, things that don't exist. I also talk about planning events and putting together things that bring in people and that you can creatively make this thing happen through and with other people. And then also with the design, we talk about, how would you advertise this? How would you promote it? And so we can be creative in that way as well, connecting new dots that on the face don't appear related and connected, but by seeing beyond the ordinary, that we can connect them in new ways. And then lastly, we always end the term with this idea of creating value. And so there are a lot of presentations kind of at the end, presenting and proposing maybe a new business, maybe a new product or a service, how you would promote these things in the marketing. I'm thinking of so much of the social media that we have now that we didn't have very long ago at all. We can have different revenue streams where we could be creative and then still be able to generate a revenue to be able to support ourselves and feed ourselves. You think of on YouTube, all the different channel creators that have different. I watch a lot of cycling of videos, and there are a number of people on there. I don't think they make a whole lot of money, but they do generate some revenue from their passion, from their interest, by creating interesting videos for us to see. And then lastly on this one, that idea of using creativity through your design, through this value, to make yourself different. So that idea of USP, unique selling proposition, to differentiate yourself from others, and then forming that into a source of competitive advantage. So you can go into the marketplace with this thing that makes you different, and you promote, make other people aware, and then that can be the way at which you compete and succeed in the marketplace, again, to create value for yourself, for other people that you work with. So as you go through this chapter, I know this is the last week of the term. We all have lots of stuff going on, but this is really, really good and interesting and fun stuff. And I just got fired up again yesterday when I was going through and finding those videos and kind of thinking about this stuff, and also thinking about my next position and the opportunities that are going to be presented to me. So hope you enjoy. Again, finish this up. This is our short week, and so get this all this last assignment submitted by Wednesday night. So that's it. It's been good. Bye.